Hey class, it's Dr. Humpage. I want to check in with you this week on the final project submission. This is something that you'll be submitting next week in Module 7. However, here we are in Module 6. It's a good time to get started thinking about how you're going to pull all the pieces and parts of this together and wrap it up into the final project submission next week. As you know, the final project is a combination of the earlier milestones that you have done on the course. You did a literature review as assignment 3-2. You did a research gap worksheet in assignment 4-2. And then you did a research design as assignment 5-1. You've gotten feedback on all those assignments, and your main goal with this final project is to incorporate that feedback as best you can, improve all of those earlier milestones, and then turn that in all on one document. That's the simplest way to describe this. So you're familiar with this document by now, and you've been through the intro, so we're going to skip that. It gives a whole host of elements that are really just a combination of those earlier milestones. So all of this should look familiar to you, and you've essentially been through all this once in your milestone assignments. So let me get down and talk about how to actually, in sort of a pragmatic way, submit this final project. So in Module 7, you're going to submit a document containing a polished literature review and research design. In terms of polish, I'm not really looking for a lot of polish. I don't really care that much about APA style beyond citing your sources and writing clearly. So you've got templates that you've used to create these milestone assignments. My suggestion for this final project submission would be to simply continue working in those templates. You don't have to create a new document. You don't have to cut and paste content onto a new Word document. That's a waste of time. So just update the existing documents that you have that contain the templates. It helps keep you organized. It helps keep me organized. It's just a better way to do this that saves some time. So feel free to just update the templates that you have with the feedback you've been provided. One really important thing that a lot of students miss is that you've got the 3 articles provided to you in the course, but you also looked up 2 more in Module 2. So you've got 5 articles total. And I would like to see literature reviews on 5 articles because that's the demands of the assignment. So I would look at it this way. You've got 3 literature reviews that you've got some feedback on. You can really make those pop. You can really make those nice. And now you can just make a good effort on these other 2. And that's a nice opportunity for you to get a really high score. So I'd like to see all 5 articles come in. Obviously, if you have less than 5, that's going to impact your score. It's not necessarily going to like bury you on this assignment, but you know, if you want the top score on the literature review portion, then do the 5 articles. So now that you're familiar with the process, my hope is that that feels like an attainable, aspirational goal for you. When you combine this together, it gives you a page length of 6 to 8 pages. Again, I don't care about that. What I really care about is that you just make the right edits, that you make a quality product, and that you answer the questions, the demands of each of those milestones. So in a lot of cases, I've asked people to add some more content. So add the content, answer the questions fully, don't worry about page length. It's not a big deal. They include a template here, but again, that may not be too relevant to how we want to do it because I think it's easier to just use the templates that have been provided and just combine them all onto one document. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. I'm not a real stickler, again, for APA style. I mostly just want you to write cleanly in those templates and cite your sources. The big thing that you got to do in higher ed is cite your sources, because if you don't, you start to get into the area of plagiarism. So just avoid that, continue citing your sources, and I think everyone in this course has done a pretty good job of that. So just keep doing what you're doing. And, that's kind of like the motto for this final project. Just keep doing what you're doing, make the edits, add the 2 other literature reviews, and you should be in good shape. The one thing I'm going to be a stickler on is that I want to see you incorporate the feedback. It's aggravating as an instructor when you're giving feedback to students to try to make their work better and to try to improve their scores, and then they don't incorporate that feedback. This is a big academic skill. As you move on to higher level courses and you move on to grad school and potentially doctoral training, it's all about getting better through feedback. My dissertation was not good on the first attempt. It got better because I had feedback from people that had been there before. So it's really important to you in this assignment. I want to see some changes made based on the feedback provided. If there's a piece of feedback you disagree with, that's fine. Feel free to tell me why you disagree with it, and that's a good way to address the feedback. That counts as well. But basically, you should be improving this continuously through each stage of the project. And if you're just turning in the same stuff you had in the milestone assignment, then that's going to ding your grade pretty hard because you haven't done anything else on top of it. So if there's one, I guess, major disclaimer I would give, that is it. It's got a rubric here. It's just a combination of the earlier rubrics. I'm not going to get into that. I want to just have you focus on improving what you got, answer the questions in those assignment templates we use to build this, and answer them completely. And so just to review, this will be due in Module 7. You can see it right here in Module 7. That's where you want to go to submit this. And just to be 100% clear, the 3 areas where I want to see edits and improvement are the following. This 3-1 assignment, which was your lit review, you have lots of edits to make, and then you want to tack on the 2 additional lit reviews of the other 2 articles. In Module 4, you had this research gap worksheet. I gave a lot of people feedback on clarifying their research question and their research gap. Make those edits and include this in the final project. And then lastly, you've got, in Module 5, we did this last milestone as a discussion, but you can simply copy and paste onto a Word document, make your edits to your research design, and turn that in as the end of your final project. So that's a quick trip through the final project. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't think this course is a little bit convoluted in how these assignments are set up. It's not the easiest course I've ever taught in terms of that. So hopefully this video will help you kind of think about how you can pull all the elements together in a way that's fairly efficient and turn the project in. So I look forward to those, and hit me up with any questions that you might have, as always. Thank you.